Today, I'm going to run through all the migration updates for September 2025, so you don't need to go back. Hi, this is Nicholas Yock, a registered migration agent from Pathway to Oz. The first and probably the biggest news is that the migration planning levels have just been announced by immigration. So what that means is there's 44,000 places for permanent employer-sponsored visas, 16,900 places for 189s, 33,000 491s and 190s. This is how many permanent visas the federal government is going to give immigration to issue out. So that's what they're aiming for. And why this is important is it gives us a good indication of when or how many invitations the states should be able to issue. So the states haven't really opened yet, and basically they were waiting on immigration to go, cool, here's your quota. You can invite 5,000 people or 10,000 people or however many people there is. So they're going to be receiving their quota, so we can expect them to open very soon. Now we know the actual numbers. There's some very smaller states, Tasmania, ACT, South Australia, have opened up with their interim allocation, or they've been given a very tiny amount of numbers to issue invites. I think most states, for example, South Australia, are inviting people who missed out last year but have already submitted it. But once again, it's tiny, so it's not really a major deal. The next thing, the 189 invitation round that happened on the 21st of August, the actual numbers have been released, so what points you needed and everything like that. Only 6,887 invitations were issued. I'm not sure, but I think about half of those will be used just because by this time they've moved on to other visas or the EOI is extinct. 150 491 family sponsors were issued. The 491 family sponsored, just don't consider it an option because it's got such a tiny quota. If you do look through the invites and the points that you needed, you can see that every occupation except for housing trades, carpentry, electrician, painter, plasterer, tiler, etc., needed incredibly high points. All the housing trades you could get by with 65 for most occupations. We had almost all our carpenters invited with 65 points. I think they probably had quite a few too many carpenters to invite. So if you lodged it really recent with 65, you might not have been invited. But apart from that, pretty much everyone was invited. Next thing, there's been some updates to the English for PTE. Now, if you have a look, they redid the English test. So I think from the 7th of August now, the marks you need for PTE is slightly different. It's in effect now for the 485. Competent English, that sort of stuff. 482 is just about to be updated. The other big thing is immigration have announced that they're going to review the core skills list. And so previously, every single year this happened, basically Job Skills Australia are going to go off, consult, come back, and they might take a few off and put a few on. The only people it would affect is people who are potentially looking to go for a 482. So if you're gonna go for a 482, and you're in one of those sort of borderline occupations, maybe you can consider going for it. But realistically, I think they're gonna come out and go, these are the occupations we're gonna consider to cut. So you're still gonna have time there, I would say. So that is the major news for September 2025 in migration world. If you have any questions about migration, feel free to contact Pathway to Oz.